Welcome to another episode of Master Plan. I am your host, Monica Sekhmet Grant. Today we have a special guest here with us, two guests. We have Gary and Maury from Excel GDS. Welcome, fellas. How you doing?
Hey. Hey, how are you doing?
Pleasure. Thank you for being on the show.
Good to see you. Thanks for having us.
Awesome. No, not a problem. Now, Gary's a friend of mine. He's very active in helping youth in Uptown in Manhattan. And so I want to give you the opportunity to tell people more about your organization and the work that you're doing.
Great, thank you. Basically, I'm a clinical psychologist. Kids call me Dr. Gary.
Dr. Gary.
Dr. Gary all the time is my last name, but Dr. Gary, keep it simple. Basically, I founded Growth and Development Services, GDS, 1996, and that was for teenagers that are challenged by social, behavior, and emotional issues. There was a really tremendous need for that type of program in the community. We started out in the South Bronx, and then in 2002, we moved into the New York City Fort Washington Armory. We built out raw space, and we developed a program where we have Camp Excel, which is the Excel part, and then we work with the youth all year long in the Excel program. The Excel program offers counseling, college readiness, job readiness, arts, and all different important supportive services for youth and their families.
Now tell me, Gary, so why is this a need, particularly in the 90s? What was going on in the 90s that you felt this issue needed to be addressed?
Well, at that particular time, Washington Heights and the South Bronx were both empowerment zones. Empowerment zones were areas that there really was a tremendous need for educational, therapeutic, and recreational services. And I guess the sad part is actually, even now, 21 years later, the actual needs have increased and the resources decreased. So the same needs then of mental health counseling, a safe place for youth to go was a huge issue in the community then, and it actually is even more so now, especially with gentrification and pushing a lot of the programs and the youth and the families out of the community. We have a beautiful safe haven in the Fort Washington Armory that we really, we built out that is more precious than ever.
Right. Is mental illness something that people overlook?
Definitely. I mean, I think there's a huge stigma. I think there's all different, there's cultural issues for that, and there's a lot of other issues for that. But in our community, which is primarily Hispanic, it's really sort of a very protective environment to even talk about mental health issues. In our community in particular, Latina girls, the suicide ideation, suicide rate is 1 in 5.
Wow.
And so, it's always, it's a tremendous need.
Right. Are you the only organization that's addressing this issue?
Well, in the model that we have, it's pretty unique, but there are mental health clinics and there are places, but the unique part about GDS is really about the holistic approach, like creating we do have free mental health counseling for the youth and the families, but it's really about first creating that safe space where you feel even comfortable talking to a psychologist or a social worker. So that's, I think that's the unique part of our agency. Most youth or teenagers, even adults, don't really want to go to a mental health clinic, unfortunately, because of the stigma.
For sure. What is your strategy for getting people to open up and saying that they have an issue that needs to be addressed?
Well, the first thing is really creating a safe space. And that safe space, which is the core of our program, is actually Camp Excel.
Okay, tell me about it.
That's a sleepaway camp. It was actually one of the first ever sleepaway camp for inner city teenagers. I know when I first had the idea of taking 50 teenagers away to a camp, people were saying, "What, are you crazy? They're going to kill each other and then kill you." I'm like, that's not how it works. When you create the right space and really create an a level playing field, and the teenagers we work with, they're strong, they're resilient. So, but the first thing is creating a safe space. So camp was that safe space, and then we work with them all year long. And that model of creating safety through sports, arts, recreation, pet-assisted therapy, it's really, the therapy I would say that you can do under a tree in the middle of the night, and it's just all the barriers are sort of dropped down. It doesn't matter what color you are, it doesn't matter where you're from. Then that creates a springboard for the year-long program. So I think the first step of being able to do counseling or addressing serious issues is first feeling comfortable. And unfortunately in our community, and unfortunately for teenagers in general, it's just really hard to feel comfortable.
That's right. Okay, so we're going to get back to you in just 1 second. We're going to cut to a clip of what GDS is doing right now. Let's take a look.
I'm Dr. Gary Altheim. I'm the founder and executive director of Growth and Development Services. GDS was founded 21 years ago. In 2002, we moved from the South Bronx to here in Washington Heights at the New York City Fort Washington Armory. I'm really excited that I reconnected with Lanish.
Hello, my name is Anish Marie Lopez. I am a youth advocate at GDS Excel.
Lanish, actually, I contacted her because I was reaching out to alumni. She came in and she told me that, how she'd been reaching her potential. I hadn't seen her in 10 years.
I was born in New York, and when I was 2 years old, I was sent to Dominican Republic to live with my grandparents. I came back when I was 15. When I came back, I didn't know anybody. I was out of my element. I felt really insecure.
And she came back and told me how the memories of camp are still with her.
I came back because Dr. Gary contacted me about the Changemaker Award. I was really excited to hear about that because he deserves the award. He has done so much for the community and the youth.
So excited that she came back to work here as a youth advocate. And this summer she's going to be working with the new group of youth that we have coming in.
And he also asked me to be a youth advocate, and I thought that was a great idea because I want to give back to the program that helped me throughout the most difficult years of my life. It's important that he continues to do the work that he's doing through the GDS Excel program. GDS helped me by giving me the confidence in what I want to do in life. I want to give back and be able to help other youth to reach their potential.
I'm just hot.
So proud of the strategy.
Thank you for tuning in to Master Plan. We are here with Dr. Gary and Maury from Excel GDS. Now, Maury, you are a participant of Excel GDS. Can you tell us about it?
Me and my sister were part of Camp Excel and GDS as youth and teenagers. I was there for about 3 or 4 years, from the years 2003 to 2007-ish. So, this is one of the years that I was there.
Okay, 2004.
Yeah, so my memory of camp and GDS are just nothing but good experiences. As Dr. Gary was mentioning earlier, one of the greatest things about GDS is the fact that we bond with each other through the camp. So that sets like a precedent for team building and sort of supporting each other throughout the year. So a week away at camp, getting fresh air, going to the lake, doing team building activities, kinds of really makes you become a team member and like supportive of the rest of your peers. And so throughout the year when you're in school and you're struggling and stuff, it's a different bond than we're normally used to in our neighborhood. So it was a very different experience, and me and my sister have nothing but good things to say. My sister spent more time than I did actually, but nowadays I'm a staff and a peer leader, doing workshops and trying to give back to an organization that helped me and my family a lot.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Who were you before joining Excel GDS? What type of kid were you?
Mean? What type of kid was I?
Yeah. Why'd you come? What type of kid were you?
I wouldn't say I was a particularly a troubled kid. I was I did pretty well in school. But my mother was very busy. She had she worked and she went to school all the time. She went to school right across the street at John Jay. So as a single mom, which is pretty much a lot of families up in Washington Heights, that kind of dynamic in a family household can it's really difficult. So for us, me and my sister, we were in and out of after-school programs, summer camps, all that kind of stuff. But a lot of those programs are not necessarily meant to be sort of that supportive surrogate, parent, not necessarily a parent, but not just a place to place your kids and
babysit.
Yeah, it's different because you know, if you're growing up with a single mom and she's in and out the door, you're going to your uncle's place, you're going to your grandmother's place. It's very like, you know, it's difficult on the kids. And
who's gonna watch, really like mentor you and guide you?
Who's gonna teach you the lessons? Who's gonna teach you guidance? And
you don't just need to be dropped off somewhere. You need somebody that's gonna guide you through life, particularly in a vulnerable period.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, the older I get, the more I realize how important that is for youth. You know, I see people who have grown up with both parents, and you know, they were supportive the entire time, and you know, they're doing very well in life. And then it's not a coincidence that people who have a rough upbringing, you know, they struggle in life. And so programs like GDS, where they try to, like, you know, be that middle guidance, it's really useful and helpful.
Awesome. So what is it like now for you to be on the other side where you're now helping youth?
It's amazing. This summer we worked with, or last summer we worked with a group of teenagers, and even something like this, you know, speaking in front of people, in front of an audience, was something that we worked on a lot with them. They produced something called Excel Talks, which is kind of very modeled off of the TED Talks that I'm sure a lot of people know about. And so they were like informative, kind of teaching them to be activists and you know, really speak up for themselves and each other.
Awesome.
And so I had nothing but good experiences with that. Yeah.
That's awesome. So what we're going to try to do is cut to a clip of Excel Talks. All right?
By the show of hands, how many of you have ever felt as though you couldn't speak with your parents, aunts, uncles, or others within your family? And it's okay to be honest. This is the safe space. In this study, 21.6% of these participants have experienced sexual abuse. 20.6% have experienced physical and mental abuse, and 14 have experienced maternal battery.
For a while now, I've been wondering why college tuition has been increasing, has been becoming so expensive. So I researched and I've come to find out that public and private universities have their own inflation rate, which measures the annual increase in tuition and fees. And college tuition has been rising far, far above the inflation rate. According to US Today, college tuition has only increases because of inflation, but colleges have actually increased their tuition nearly double the inflation rate of 2.2%.
So imagine if you were diagnosed with a mental illness and you felt so insecure about talking about it that you kept it a secret from your loved ones in fear of judgment, or if you were outcasted for being misunderstood. What if people called you names like psycho or crazy? Well, many people have this problem. There are a mass majority of people who have skewed misconceptions about mental illnesses and how they affect the people who have them.
Life doesn't come with a manual that can be revised, but it comes with a child that needs a guide. There is no solution if one does not recognize the plot. With all of this being said, it seems like lack of parental support will continue to be an issue. This is partially true, but at the same time, we should not allow this to just happen. We have to advocate, speak up, and truly educate us parents about how valuable it is to teach their sons and daughters what it means to have morals and ethics. Thank you very much.
All right, now we are back with Master Plan. Thank you for tuning in. We are here with Maury and Dr. Gary from Excel GDS, Uptown Manhattan. They're doing a great job with helping and serving the youth, particularly around the areas of mental illness and mental health. I really want to thank you all for the work that you've been doing. Now, you've been nominated for a prestigious award. Can you tell me a little bit more about it?
Yes. Well, firstly, I would say definitely all about the team, because I got the award as a person. It's the People's Choice Award, Changemaker Award from the Child Mind Institute. And the Child Mind Institute does incredible work on research with mental health and offering resources for parents. And we were selected. I was nominated to be a finalist among hundreds of different organizations for the work that we do, which is basically a unique model of offering mental health counseling in inner city. And it's for individuals and organizations that are making a huge difference in the community. So it's really, to me, I say I'm one person, but it's really like the whole team.
Right.
We have so many volunteers, board members, donors, staff people, and it takes a village. And it was just so excited to be acknowledged for our work after 21 years. So it's really exciting. It's going to be at Carnegie Hall on May 7th. We're going to be a finalist. So you're going to be coming along.
Yeah, I will be there.
And it's going to be 6:30 at May 7th. All the finalists are invited, and that's when they're going to announce the winner. To me, we're all winners, and everyone's doing incredible work. People for gun violence and all different issues. The finalists are an incredible group, so I'm really excited to be going.
No, I definitely want to say congratulations. It takes a lot of hard work, for just to build the team that you have built. It takes a village, definitely, and so I commend you all for doing the work that you've been doing. And it's going to be really fly to be at Carnegie Hall.
Get your tux ready.
Yeah.
That's right, get the tux ready.
That's my hair.
You can shine it up. Now, so let's talk about the future. We're going towards the summer. Tell me about what you have coming up.
So excited because getting the chills, actually. This is our 5th year going into a partnership with the Summer Youth Employment Program and with Community Services. We're going to have a new group of 10 to 15 youth between the ages of 14 to 24. And we're going to do, every year the program gets better. We learn. And, last summer, Maury did literary workshops with the youth. We walk around the community. We do college readiness, counseling. This summer, we actually have like 3 new core partnerships that we're doing. I'm really excited about. We have a partnership with Alive Inside, which is we're going to have a community service project where the youth go and do music with elderly people and seniors with dementia.
That's awesome.
It's an amazing program. Then we have Urban Yoga Foundation, where we have a partnership with Jillian Bell, and she's from the Urban Yoga Foundation. She's going to come in and do yoga, mindfulness, and meditation.
Okay.
And then we've also been selected through a Partnership for Parks, which is part of New York City Parks, to help revitalize Audubon Park and Playground.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so the youth are going to go there, and they're going to do surveys, and then they're going to actually help to come up with the plan. Because that's a park that's not utilized the way it should be. So it's really exciting.
Right.
Awesome
Bring the
program.
community. Bring the community in.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Great.
So you're a nonprofit. Nonprofits have needs. So I'm gonna allow you to actually pitch yourself to people watching this that say, "Hey, I really want to help out. How can they help out?" This is your camera. This is your opportunity to pitch yourself to the world, and hopefully this platform can bring you some more support.
Great. Well, it definitely takes a village, and our website is excelgds.org. And basically, what we really could benefit from is volunteers. We have volunteers that can come to GDS and help to be mentors, volunteers to join our Excel movement. The Excel movement is really a whole campaign where we get new advisory council members and new people from the community who volunteer their time to help make GDS continues the important work that they're doing. The counseling, the arts, the college readiness, all the services that we're offering. We're 90% right now being run by all volunteers, and we really could use more people to help us. Fundraising, sure, always looking for more people to get involved and help advocate for the importance of our program, and appreciate anyone that's willing to give of their time. And that's what it's all about, working as a community and collaborating together and to make the world a better place. That's what we do.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And Maury, what would you say for students that might be interested in coming into the program? What's your pitch to a kid out there that might need the support of Excel GDS?
Well, I would say to any potential volunteers, I would tell them that there are many different aspects that you can utilize your skills and gain like valuable experience from it. We do a multitude of programs and services. You can come in and be an art specialist. You can come in and teach literary workshops, volunteer yoga time, anything that you think could really help the kids. We would welcome that in any way. And for the youth, I would say it's a very special place to sort of bond and gain friends and really sort of find a place to really feel safe and at home.
Well, thank you all so much for coming. I appreciate you sitting down with me today.
Thank you.
Now, this was another episode of Master Plan. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you would like to see more from Master Plan or any of the other Young Boss Media productions, please go to youngbossmedia.com. All right, I'm your host, Monica Sekhmet Grant. Be blessed.
So today wasn't just about parody. It was about being recognized as professionals, not as glorified babysitters, not as somebody who's the neighborhood watchdog, but about professionals, women and men who are teachers and assistant teachers in the classroom, about family workers who assist families, about psychologists who help families get their things together. And they're not being recognized by this city as professionals and the work that they do. They are making 40 to 60% less than their counterparts that are in the DOE. And that's shameful because they work longer hours, they do more in the community, and they're there from 7:30 in the morning to 6:30 in the evening, taking care of not just the child, but their whole family. This encompasses everything they do. They recognize birthdays, they recognize grandmas and grandpas, they recognize moms and dads, they recognize the teen parent who's struggling. They help with the resources to get them whatever they need in the city, and yet the city denounces their work. And that's sad and shameful. They should be respected, and they should be known as a professional and be compensated for such. They should not have to struggle. They should come to the table and have the same pay and be able to meet their rent and their bills. This leadership of 1707 took cuts in our salaries so that we would not be removed from our membership, so that we can be sensitive to their needs and know what it's like. And so today we made sure that they came out so that the city could hear them, the mayor could hear them, the governor can hear them. We are here, we care, we count, and we're proud, and know that we're a force to be recognized, and that we're the ones who are making the tomorrow with these children. And I thank you for understanding this. Good?